Hi again to Tsem Rinpoche's Paranormal Zone, but I'm going to share another one of my stories with you tonight, and it happened to me and 4 monks. When I visited years ago, I think it was 1994, 1995, to beautiful Malaysia when I visited, and we had gone to one place there called Grik, G-R-I-K. It's not Greek as in Greece, it's in Greek as in Perak State, Malaysia, and that's north, bordering with Thailand. Beautiful place. Rural, green, fresh. And I had stayed in a place where there's a shoplot, 2.5 levels. I don't know if that's the correct description. What is it is that there's a ground floor, then you walk up the stairs, and then there's a landing area that's been extended to become a library, and that's it. And then you walk up to the second floor. And the second floor is a whole floor. So whatever you have on the ground floor, the amount of space, you have exactly the same space on the second floor. But on the first floor, it's just a landing with an extended area of a library. And there's only one stairs going up to the second floor. And the stairs are made of cement. There's no carpeting, there's no vinyl, there's no wood. It's just basic cement. So as you walk up, day or night, it echoes. And then on the left and right of the stairs is just walls. So what happens is that you would walk up, and I don't know, it's about 20, 30 flights of stairs. You'd walk up, and then you hit the landing, then you turn, then you walk up another flight of stairs, and we get to the second flight of stairs, then you go to a bigger library, and then there's a hallway with some bedrooms, and then there is in the back a kitchen, and then to the right a toilet area, washing area. So I stay with one monk at the library on the second floor, the big library. And at night, when everybody went to sleep really early, like 9 or 10 o'clock. So when we showed up and we wanted to go to sleep at 11, it was an eyebrow raiser that we'd sleep so late. But little did we tell them that we actually sleep much later. Okay. So when they go back at night, they basically lock the outside of the door. There's no caretaker. They lock the grill, the steel grill, and then that's it. All downstairs is kind of clear. It's just me and the 4 monks there and nobody else. And we stayed there for about 2-3 weeks. There's nobody else, it's just us. Well, one night, downstairs is all kind of dark and they turn off the lights to conserve electricity, and everything is closed except the top floor. The top floor where we are, the hall lights are on, and the kitchen light is on, and well, the bedroom is up to us. Everything else is kind of off. One night, me and one monk was in the room. We went to sleep, and the other 2 monks were in the other room, and they went to sleep. And I woke up, because I'm kind of a light-ish sleeper. And I heard someone walking up the stairs. And I didn't take much notice, and I went back to sleep. And then I woke up again, and I heard somebody walking up the stairs. And this time when I listened carefully, it was a little odd, because the way the person walked wasn't like us just walking up the stairs. It was as if they're wearing very hard wooden shoes. And the way they walked up was very rhythmic. It was kind of like clack, 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 clack. And you'd hear the footsteps hitting the steps, and you'd hear the wood hitting the cement, and you'd hear clack, clack, clack. And then you'd hear it go up and hit the first landing, the first floor, and then there'd be like quiet for a few seconds, and then you'd hear it going up the stairs that will come to our room. And it's very rhythmic. It's like clack, 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 clack. It wasn't like clack, 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 stop, or clack, 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 clack. You know, I mean, it's a long flight of stairs. Anybody, by the time they get up halfway to the top, they would start slowing down, catching their breath or whatever. But this person, or whatever it was just walking rhythmically at the same speed. So I woke up the monk that was with me, that was assisting me, was my assistant. And I said, "Are you hearing what I hear?" And he says, "Yeah." He says he hears somebody coming up the stairs. And then he said to me, "But this doesn't sound normal." I said, "Exactly." And I said, go and see who it is. He says, sorry, I'm not going to go see who it is. I said, come on, you're a monk. Why are you scared? Go out and see who it is. He says, no, I'm not going to go see who it is. Somebody's walking up the stairs. So we just sat there and listened. And when it reached the top of the stairs, there was total silence. And I expected the person to open our door and come in or knock, because it was that clear. It was that audible. Nothing. And then you know what? We didn't hear this person walk down the hallway either, because it's the middle of the night. It's very quiet. And the hallway is also made of cement, the floors. And the funny thing is, I didn't hear this person walking down the stairs. And this happened for a few nights in a row, where we'd hear the person, and the monk was ready, you know, we were up late, and we heard it coming up exactly like I described the previous night. And when it reached the top, it didn't do anything. It was totally, totally quiet. And I was like, that's kind of weird. So anyways, we woke up the next day and we did our thing. And a few days later, all of us were in Penang. And I was being hosted by this lady named Patsy. She's a good friend of mine. And we're driving along the ocean area. And Patsy had pointed to a house that in Penang that's well known that's haunted. And so I kind of told the monks what she said. And then the monks said, hey, you know, a strange thing happened to us. A few nights ago, one of the monks was in the toilet in the back. And he had heard something walking from our area of the hallway to his area, all the way to the kitchen, and then towards the bathroom, toward the toilet, where he was inside the toilet. And he said he got this strange sensation that it's weird, and it felt like that person was going to come right to the toilet door and open up the toilet and come in. So he said basically he raised his leg up onto the toilet and he waited for the person to come in, but nobody ever came in. And I said, was it one of the other monks? He says, no. He said the other monks were asleep. And he asked them. And also they're not wearing this kind of hard shoes. And the sound was very rhythmic. And I asked them when, what day, what time. And it was so weird, because when we talked a few days later, when I asked them, it was exactly the same time as when I had heard the steps coming up the stairs. Is when he heard the sound coming into the kitchen, down the hallway, and into the toilet. You have to understand something. I only heard the sounds coming up the stairs up to my door. That was it. But he heard it at the hallway, where it went to the kitchen and to the toilet. And so I said, how'd you feel? And this young monk, he's very young, he said, I was scared. He said, I was scared, I was worried, and I was hoping and praying that this thing doesn't come inside the actual toilet area to see him. And it was a genuine paranormal experience that I had that had correlated with another person who'd stayed on the same floor with me, and we didn't talk about it or match notes or compare notes till a few days later. And I thought I'd share that with you as a paranormal story. If you're going to ask me what it was, well, I don't know. But I have a strong sensation that perhaps it was a land deity. What are land deities? Land deities are beings who were on the land before us. They could have been a person, they could have been a naga, they could have been a spirit that had been there, and that they feel that they own the land or that they belong to the land. It could have been a person who had died, who had farmed on the land or who lived on the land, and they feel that the land is theirs. And they had died, and their spirit or their being remain in that land, remain in that place. And they feel that the land belongs to them. And so when you come to the land and, you know, if you say certain things or talk in a certain way or act in a certain way that offends them, then sometimes they let you know they're not happy. Sometimes they, I don't know, give you rashes, or they give you sounds, or they, you know, leave signs, or they break things, or sometimes they even make you unwell. Depends, because different land gods have different types of powers. Just like people, because they have different types of personalities, different level of characters, different types of likes and dislikes. I mean, some land gods would like beer. Some, if you offer them beer, they would be offended. Some land gods would like incense. Some land god would like just like bread. Some land god would like magazines. You know, each of them have a different personality. They have different kinds of tastes and likes and dislikes. So what I decided to do over there, where I was there quietly, is I did a land god puja, which is very short and very easy. I'm not praying to the land deity. I'm not praying to the land spirit. I don't pray to spirits, but I mean, they walk near my door. They're giving me a sign that they're there, and show them some respect and say, hey, I'm here for a while. I'm using your property, and I'll give it back to you when I'm done. And please don't take any offense. I mean, it's kind of like a nice way of just making friends. I mean, this being will believe that you are on their territory. So if I walked into somebody's house and started using the facilities, I mean, it would be better to ask their permission. So same thing in the case of a land deity or a land god, where you get their permission or just kind of show them some respect and acknowledge that they're there. So what happened was I did a short land god, land deity, land spirit offering, where I had some candles, some incense, some bread, some snacks, some drinks, and then I recited the necessary liturgy. And I told them that I'm going to be here for a while, and I'm going to be doing some visiting here and meeting some friends and just basically visiting. And these offerings and these kind of edibles are for you. Hope we can be friends. So I did that kind of offering to them. And after that, I didn't hear the footsteps. I didn't hear anybody walking. I didn't feel anything, nothing at all. So I guess land gods, in Tibetan, we call them Yu Hla. Yu is a place, Hla is a god or a deity. So in English, you would translate that as land god, you know, because English language cannot accommodate a lot of the Eastern translations, such as Tibetan language. So what happens is you have to realize that I'm not going to set up an altar and pray to them. I'm not going to set up a shrine and worship them or ask them for this and that, because they are a spirit. They are a disembodied being. You know, they are more or less like me, but with a little bit more of abilities, because they don't have a body to encumber them. But I'm not going to worship them or anything like that, but I will make friends with them. And I've come across many people in the last 10, 15 years that had similar experiences or different. And when we do this kind of land god liturgy, it works, it helps, all right? We all have our methods. That was my method. That's what I did. That's not what you need to do. That's not necessary for you. Everybody has their methods. Every place, every country, every culture has their own methods to appease these supernatural beings. So I'm not telling you to appease them my way, or that my way is the only or right way. What I'm trying to tell you is that if we show them some respect and we appease them, then they kind of feel happy and they kind of calm down. Some of them are people who have died, and they're lonely and they're cold and they're hungry and they don't have anybody they're familiar with, and they're kind of sad. So when we make that kind of offering, it kind of gives them some comfort and relief, and then they feel better. So what I usually do is I get some bread, no meats, no alcohol usually. I get some bread, I get some cakes, no eggs, and I get some incense, and I get some light, and I put some chips like Doritos, or, you know, potato chips, or some Chinese snacks or whatever, vegetarian snacks, and I put it there, and I kind of just talk to them. I mean, I don't see them, I don't hear them, they don't talk to me. I kind of say, this is for you, and I hope that this will bring you some comfort, and I hope you will be okay. Okay, so that was my kind of experience with what I think was a land god, what I believe was a land god, but I can't 100% confirm. But for sure, after I did those kind of friendship offerings, I didn't hear the sounds anymore. Okay, I wanted to share that with everybody, all my blog friends. Again, I wanted to say, I welcome all my blog friends, and I welcome all of you, and I'm very happy to receive emails and notices and letters and communique that my blog has changed your life or helped you or enriched your life or gave you some direction or gave you some, if anything, entertainment. I'm very happy to hear that. I don't have any kind of feelings like I'm the savior of the world, but it's nice to know that I've done something good for somebody else. It's nice to know that I was able to help somebody else. So I'm going to continue this, and I'm going to interview different friends, different people. I'm going to have them interviewed also, not just me interviewing them. And we're going to talk about very interesting paranormal stories like what I just shared with you. Thank you very much, and good night.